Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Mystic Destinies. And so we are going to read Takumi's epilogue today, and for the next this week anyway. And then we have to wait for a while till Hikaru's route comes out. So it'll be a little bit between this and when we finish. And they gave Hikaru a makeover, so he's gonna look a little bit different. He still looks good, don't get me wrong, but they changed his hair. But anyway. Okay, so we're gonna go epilogue. Several months after you helped close a cold case, you and Takumi are still working as partners on dangerous missions. With Valentine's Day coming up, you both resolve to try and relax for once and go on a proper date. Instead, you find yourselves getting tangled up in a new case breakthrough worth the interruption. Find out more about the legendary sorceress Shizuka. The life I lead isn't easy being by my side. Read story, chapter 1. Scars. Another night in the hospital. I stride down the brightly lit hospital corridor. No matter how many times I come here, I can't get used to the sterile environment. I can't even imagine getting used to it, nor do I want to. But will there ever be a time where I don't have to come here in the middle of the night anymore? Lost in my own thoughts, I don't notice the nurse walking in front of me until it's already too late. We collide into each other and she stumbles back a few steps. I reach out and grab her before she can fall. I'm so sorry. I was so caught up in my own head that I didn't see you there. I trail off and hurry to let her go, but the nurse tries to get a closer look at my face. She gives me a bittersweet smile. I thought it might be you. Had another accident? Something like that, I mutter under my breath. I give her a smile and nod, then continue to walk past her. I glance back at the nurse as I walk. That wasn't rude, was it? I sigh and look around for the right hospital room. She's really nice. Every time I see her, she's always nice to me, but Takumi is the only thing on my mind right now. So much so that I can't seem to think straight. I don't know how bad it is this time, but I feel the worry eat away at me. Someone is going to call the domestic abuse hotline like on these two and be like, he's always in the hospital. I think she's beating him. I mean, I'm imagining it's bruises and broken bones all the time. It gets worse with each hospital visit. What if one of these days someone just breaks his neck? And so I worry and worry and worry. By now, what I feel is well beyond just worry. I'm angry. I'm in a hospital in Chawa for the 7th time in the past 3 months. I stop in front of a door, sigh, and push it open. I open the door and immediately see an older lady with gray hair and a white lab coat standing there. She turns to look at me as I come in. How are you? I manage an awkward smile, and the doctor smiles back at me. I know I don't have to tell you to take care of him. In fact, despite how often he visits, I think he just might be my luckiest patient. With that, the doctor leaves the room. Watching the door close, I swallow, then finally turn to Takumi. Despite myself, when I see his pained face, it tugs at my heart and I run up to him. I take Takumi's head in my hands and turn it from side to side, examining him as he looks away. Are you okay? I don't see bleeding anymore. Yeah, it was just superficial. The head wound, anyway. I look down and see that Takumi's wrist is bandaged up. Oh, Takumi. I kneel down and gently touch his arm. It's not a big deal, Inara. Oh, you always say that. Why is it bandaged up then? Will you be able to use it? It'll be fine, as long as we don't get into any fights for a few days. What happened with Smirnov? Smirnov. Vodka. It just makes me think of a nice good drink. Anyway, it's handled. I took her down to the SSU. I knew you could do it on your own. It helped that she was scared of you, I think. Yeah. Looking at his injured arm, my mind turns back to what happened earlier in the night. It's raining. Even though the raindrops are beautiful, illuminated against the city lights like this, I hate it. I hate rain. Because that makes it more dangerous for us. More dangerous for him. I look at Takumi, the rain falling against his hood and easily sliding off thanks to the magic weaved into the fabric. I watch as the raindrops fall to the ground hard, bouncing upward as they break apart and splash around his boots. I can hear him talking, speaking to the vampire woman we're supposed to take in tonight, the target known as Smirnov. They've already clashed once, and I'm not certain, but I thought I saw Takumi take a hit to his head. I see his lips move, but the words don't reach my ears. Not really. I can only hear the sound of his voice and the rain. In this situation, I can't stop myself from remembering that fateful night where I almost lost Takumi for good, where I saw him not as the man I loved, but as a sadistic vampire. Watch out! The sound of Takumi yelling pulls me out of my memories. I turn just in time to see the vampire going straight for me. On instinct, I begin to reach into myself and use my own soul power. A small memory, just a flash of shadows reaching out from me brings me back to my senses. I quickly switch techniques and put up a barrier. The barrier blocks the vampire just in time. But as it trembles, I know it just barely held. She stands on the other side, her sharp, deadly eyes looking back at me, before the barrier dissipates altogether. In an instant, Smirnov grins and pulls out a knife, slashing at me with it. I jump back, narrowly avoiding the attack. But she's so fast that she's already attacking again before I realize it. But then, just like that night before, Takumi is there in front of me, protecting me. Taku! I stare at his back in a daze before I see it. A hint of deep red intermixing with the rain and pouring down around his boots. Blood. He's bleeding. He's hurt. She hurt him. I hear a yell that I barely recognize as my own as I lunge at the vampire. I punch her squarely in the jaw, channeling my magic into my fist. As my fist connects with her face, she flies back and through the air. Her body slides across the rain-slicked roof, eventually hitting a wall. I don't know what's going on anymore, and I don't care. Suddenly, I'm just there upon her, effortlessly pulling Smirnov up by her jacket. I stare down at her bloody face. How dare you touch him? How dare you? The woman only groans and passes out. Water and tears mix together in my face. I hear a gentle voice calling my name. I drop the unconscious woman and turn around to see Takumi standing there. He pulls his mask down with one hand. It's okay. I'm okay, Inara. Wordlessly, I look down at his bloody wrist before Taku pulls me close with one arm. That small action is enough to make the dam break completely. My whole body shakes against his as I sob into his chest. One thing becomes clear. I'm still not over the events of 3 months ago. And it might have been foolish to think otherwise. I find myself tearing up again. The memory of what happened, the current situation. I beat down the frustration building up inside me as I speak between sobs. I'm sorry. It seems like I can't help it. I get so scared all the time, every time you get hurt, which happens so much, I just don't know how to handle it sometimes. And then I start thinking about things, and Takumi takes me in his arms once more. He places a gentle kiss on my forehead and whispers into my ear. I'm sorry. I wish I'd been fast enough to dodge her. Sorry to make you worry. If I was stronger or faster, you wouldn't have to... I pull away and put a finger to Takumi's lips. No, no. Don't do that. Please. The price of Takumi no longer doing drugs, this is that price. I just wish he didn't have to be the one to bear it. Takumi silently nods. For a while, we sit together in silence before Takumi finally speaks in a whispered tone. I haven't forgotten about tomorrow, you know. Tomorrow? Taku gently laughs. Yeah, Valentine's Day. I'll take you out. We won't work. We'll do something special, okay? I pull back again and look at him. That sounds really nice, actually. Taku's face turns red as he looks away. It's our first Valentine's Day together, so I want to make sure it's special. I mean, I've thought about this for a long time. Years? Takumi draws me into another hug, and this time when I try to pull back to look at him, he only holds me closer. I smile, knowing that he must still be blushing. I relax into his embrace, despite the fact that he's soaking wet, feeling completely safe. Jesus, that was fast. Okay, that's a really, really short chapter, so... Anyway, I guess I will wrap this up here and we'll continue in the next part. So I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.